The Galactic Military Academy's combat theory classroom buzzed with the usual pre-lecture chatter. Cadets from 17 different species filled the tiered seats, their various forms creating a rainbow of colors and textures under the harsh fluorescent lighting. Lisa sat near the back, her datapad open, reviewing notes from the previous session on multi-species tactical coordination. She was one of only 3 humans in the entire academy, a fact that made her hyper-aware of every move she made. Humanity had only joined the Galactic Coalition 5 years ago, and their reputation preceded them: violent, unpredictable, prone to emotional outbursts. Lisa had spent her entire first year proving those stereotypes wrong, keeping her head down, acing every exam, and avoiding conflict at all costs. Vin Diesel sat 2 rows ahead, his broad shoulders unmistakable even among the diverse student body. Unlike Lisa, he didn't seem bothered by the whispers that followed humans through the corridors. He was confident, almost arrogant in the way he carried himself, but he backed it up with scores that put him in the top 5% of their class. Attention, primitives, a raspy voice cut through the chatter. Krelvax, a Xanthorian with scales that shimmered like oil on water, stood in the aisle with 9 of his cohorts surrounding him. Xanthorians were known throughout the galaxy as elite warriors, their species having conquered 47 systems before joining the coalition. "I believe you're in my seat, human." Lisa looked up to see Krelvax looming over Vin Diesel, his taloned hand resting on the back of Vin's chair. The classroom fell silent, all eyes turning toward the confrontation. "The seats aren't assigned," Vin said calmly, not bothering to look up from his datapad. "Find another one." Krelvax's scales repelled a sign of aggression Lisa had learned to recognize. When a Xanthorian warrior requests something, lesser species comply. It's the natural order. Natural order. Vin finally looked up, his dark eyes meeting Krelvax's vertical pupils. "That's interesting philosophy for someone who barely passed last week's strategy exam." The Xanthorian's crest flared, and his 9 companions moved closer, forming a semicircle around Vin's position. Lisa felt her heart rate accelerate. She'd seen this pattern before: the posturing, the pack mentality. Xanthorians were dangerous individually, but they were truly lethal in groups. "Stand up," human Krelvax hissed. "We'll settle this properly." "There's nothing to settle," Vin replied, returning his attention to his datapad. "Go away." What happened next occurred in less than 3 seconds. Krelvax grabbed Vin's shoulder, talons digging through the uniform fabric. The other 9 Xanthorians surged forward simultaneously, a coordinated attack that would have overwhelmed most species. But Vin wasn't most species. He was human. Vin exploded upward, his movement so fast that Lisa almost missed it. His elbow caught Krelvax under the jaw with a sickening crack, snapping the Xanthorian's head back. Before Krelvax even began to fall, Veng had already pivoted, his fist driving into the thorax of the Xanthorian to his right. The alien folded like paper. Lisa found herself on her feet, though she didn't remember standing. The classroom erupted into chaos. Students scattered, some diving under desks, others pressing against the walls. But in the center of the room, Vin Diesel moved like a machine designed for one purpose: controlled violence. A Xanthorian lunged from the left. Vin sidestepped, grabbed the alien's extended arm, and used its own momentum to send it crashing into 2 of its companions. They went down in a tangle of limbs and scales. Another attacked from behind. Vin somehow sensed it, dropping low and sweeping the alien's legs. As it fell, his palm strike to its solar plexus ensured it wouldn't get back up quickly. The remaining 4 Xanthorians hesitated, their predatory confidence evaporating. They'd trained their entire lives for combat, had been raised in a warrior culture that prized strength above all else. But they were watching something they'd never encountered before: a human operating on pure instinct and adrenaline. "Come on then," Vin said, his voice steady despite the violence. "All together or one at a time, I don't care." They came together. It was a mistake. Vin met them head-on, his movements economical and brutal. A punch to the throat, an elbow to the temple, a knee to the abdomen. Each strike was calculated, precise, designed to incapacitate without killing. Within 15 seconds, all 4 Xanthorians lay on the floor, conscious but unable to continue. Silence descended on the classroom, like a physical weight. Vin stood in the center of the carnage, breathing hard but not winded, his uniform torn but his stance still balanced and ready. Around him, 10 of the galaxy's most feared warrior species lay groaning, defeated by a single human who hadn't even broken a sweat. "Holy Stella Cordy," someone whispered from the back row. Lisa realized she was staring, her mouth slightly open. She'd read the reports, seen the data on human physiology, the redundant cardiovascular system, the pain tolerance, the ability to function through injuries that would incapacitate most species. But reading about it and witnessing it were entirely different experiences. The door slid open, and Instructor Valmer stormed in, his forearms gesturing frantically. "What in the name of the founders is happening here?" Vin straightened his uniform, his expression neutral. "Self-defense, sir." Krelvax initiated physical contact without consent. I responded appropriately. Instructor Valmar surveyed the scene, his compound eyes taking in the 10 incapacitated Xanthorians and the single standing human. His mandibles clicked rapidly, the Zeridian equivalent of a deep sigh. Cadet Diesel, Cadet Lisa, remain here. The rest of you, clear out. Medical team to Combat Theory Room 7 immediately. As the other students filed out, casting awed and terrified glances at Vin, Lisa caught his eye. He gave her a small nod, acknowledgement passing between the only two humans in a room full of aliens, who had just learned a valuable lesson. Humanity might be new to the galactic stage, but they were definitely not to be underestimated. The fight hadn't just been about a seat, it had been a declaration, a line drawn in the sand, and Vin Diesel had made humanity's position crystal clear. They would not be pushed around, would not accept the role of lesser species, would not go quietly into any corner the galaxy tried to put them in. As medical drones began arriving to tend to the fallens, and Lisa allowed herself a small smile. Maybe being human in a galaxy full of aliens wasn't such a disadvantage after all.